Shalom royalty, it's Ellie here, and today's verse of the day is Psalms 27:4. One thing have I desired of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, and to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in his temple. Okay. I mean, I guess that's just saying like what we all want basically in the afterlife. I was thinking about this yesterday. It's so interesting that this was the verse of the day, and this is what was on my thoughts. Sometimes when you say things like afterlife, a lot of Christians or religious people are like, oh, that doesn't exist. Don't talk about that. And it's like, doesn't it say that whoever believes in him will have eternal life? We all still die. So what exactly does eternal life mean if we're dying and getting buried? Doesn't that mean there's an afterlife? And we talk about going to heaven. What do we do in heaven? Have an afterlife. Like I get like it's the words that people use that I guess is confusing or something, because what it's saying here is that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life. And so it's like, okay, maybe you can take that literally as far as the life that we currently live. And that means that like you live your life, not necessarily in a church specifically, but you're in the presence of God for all the time. And yeah, so you can take that literally as far as, being alive on the earth. But at the same time, you can think of that being spiritually. Once you believe in Jesus, you get saved and you do what you're supposed to do as a follower of Christ here on earth. Then you pass away. Then you dwell in the house of the Lord for eternal life. And so, I think that's an interesting topic. I do want to know people's thoughts on this particular thing as far as the afterlife. So what do you think about the afterlife? What do you think about death? What do you think about heaven, hell? What do you think about those topics? Because I think it's like a lot of religious people have made it really, really black and white, where it's like if you do bad stuff, you go to hell. If you do good stuff, you go to heaven. But isn't it always where we like see those situations where it's like a terrible person on their deathbed, then they give their life to Christ? So, I mean, even though they were a terrible person for all that time, if they give their life to Christ on their deathbed, do you know if they went to heaven or not? Like, I mean, think about it. And then also it says in the Bible that you can say you love Jesus and you can even do good stuff, but he'll be like, depart from me, I never knew you, because you didn't have a good relationship with him. And so it's like, how do we know when we have a good relationship with Jesus? How do we know that we're doing the right things as believers? How do we know that, even those who did live not so righteous lives can't go to heaven when they give their life to Christ at the last minute? How do we know? And what do you think about that whole topic of people being freaked out by phrases like afterlife? So you guys let me know. And that's it for today's verse of the day. I'm going to read it to you. Once again, it's Psalms 27:4. One thing have I desired of the Lord, that I will seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in his temple. All right, royalty. I'll see you in the next one. Shalom.